You may have heard of gene editing before, perhaps from your favorite science fiction TV show or movie, or you might have spent hours researching it during your leisure time like me. Kidding. Kinda. We have deoxyribonuclease, which I'm sure most of us know as DNA. These DNA sequences are the blueprint to make up our genes. In gene editing, we have the ability to make specific changes in the DNA sequence of a living organism, where you're essentially customizing your DNA. To do this, let's rewind a little and look closer into what exactly is our DNA. DNA is actually made up of these small puzzle piece-like structures called nucleotides. These nucleotides fit together like puzzle pieces. So imagine that just like when a puzzle is complete and a whole picture is formed, these nucleotides fit together. When the whole DNA is finished, it can be encoded to express certain physical characteristics like our hair or our height. They also are encoded to express personality traits like being shy or super outgoing. Now, in order to actually edit our genes, we need to break the DNA strands to get to the specific part that we want to edit. Think of this as using scissors to cut a piece of yarn that you need to start knitting. You don't necessarily need the whole ball of yarn right away, so you cut it into smaller pieces to make your desired smaller object. In genes, this can be done different ways. The three most common ways being zinc-fingered nucleotides, also known as ZFNs, transcription activator-like effector nucleases, also known as TALENs, and clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats, which is also known as CRISPR. All of these have their different approaches, but they all have the common goal of editing the gene. These methods allow scientists to change a particular gene by completely getting rid of it or inserting new genetic material to alter the gene. Imagine you're mixing paint colors and you accidentally put in a color that completely changes your final product. You can't really easily undo this, and chances are you would have to start over. But what if you didn't? What if you could alter the color you added to change the final color you got? This is what gene editing is all about. So just like if we were to change one of the colors that were mixed in the paint to give you a different color, is the same way that if we were to change an aspect of our DNA or fully get rid of it, it would change our genes. You might be thinking to yourself now, does this mean I can change things in my DNA to get certain characteristics that I want? Well, not exactly, and not just yet. Let's explore how exactly is this being used today and what does the future hold in terms of gene editing. One particular case of gene editing occurred in 2018, where scientist He Jiankui announced he had modified a key gene in a number of human embryos that would make them resistant to HIV. Breakthroughs like this could potentially be an advancement for humans, but there are also consequences of this as well. So, from hearing all this, where do you stand on gene editing? Are you for it or not?